Greetings, earthlings! Welcome back to WizdomDropz, Wisdom Keepers, Wisdom Seekers. My name is Tonia, I am your astrologer, and today we're talking about the difference between benefics and malefics in the natal charts or in the astrological heavens, period. So if you want to understand what an astrologer is talking about when they're like benefic or malefic, this video is for you. Let's get into it. So a benefic, generally speaking, super rudimentary here, is a planet that gives you something good without a lot of work needing to be done on your end. Anything that that planet gives you in general throughout life is 9 times out of 10, generally speaking, very good. Okay, and that's Venus, Jupiter, and sometimes counted Mercury. Okay, on the flip side, a malefic is like a so-called astrological bad guy, and that's like Saturn and Mars and Pluto, right? Those are going to be planets that like hurt you. They might like be there for your own benefit, of course, and whenever you're dealing with an astrology chart, there's always two sides to every coin. There's always a way to use any given challenge in the chart to your advantage. That's why it's important to consult a good astrologer who knows how to interpret such things. But point being, a malefic is a planet that's going to bring you a lot of lessons. It's going to bring you a lot of harder energy that you have to deal with. It might even bring you trauma. It's going to bring you some type of pain. It could be growing pains with Saturn. It could be detachment of things, like the severance of things out of your life, loss, Saturn, right? Deep transformation, sexual trauma, all those things are covered. Mars is accidents like blood, cuts, bruises, things like that. So those are the planets that can bring, yeah, that scarier, more painful stuff at a lower level, but in a higher level, especially if you have a good placement in your chart or you know how to use that energy well, it can bring you a lot of gifts, because that is, at the end of the day, any challenging energy in the chart or in general in astrology is opportunity, okay, to do something with the energy, because energy just is, it's all in how you direct it. Granted, you experience things from a young age that are not up to you as a child. It might have been decided upon from your higher self before you incarnated, but it's not up to you as a child as to whether or not that's happening to you. So I just want to be careful about how I like talk about those planets. But getting back to benefics, if you have the best possible benefic placements ever in your chart, and say they're all in like sextile or trine, that's like the blue lines of communication and flow, like harmonious angles, in other words, harmonious conversations between other planets, you can still reap the rewards of those things. But if you don't put in the effort, you're likely not able to glean the rewards back. And that's kind of like the catch-22, is like even with a benefic planet like Jupiter trine Venus in the natal chart, that's great. You could have Jupiter in the sign of, I don't know, Taurus, and have like the best business savvy ever, because that's the family that you were born into, that's your inheritance of wealth, and it's trining a Venus in or sextiling, yeah, trining. No, let's just say sextiling. It's sextiling like a Venus in Pisces, which is like super happy in Pisces. It's like freaking out, you know, happy, love it. It's all in its own vibe in Pisces. And like not do anything with that energy, because Taurus is a little lazy or even whatever, you know, you could just choose not to do anything with it. You can never be activated. Nothing could ever activate you in life. That could happen, and you could just like lose all your really good energy that you were given in your chart because you never consulted an astrologer and learned how to use it, or you never mustered up enough gumption or strength to actually put some of your desires, your artistic pursuits with all that Pisces energy into play within a business context, because Jupiter is over here in Taurus telling you to make business out of that art, right? But until you talk to somebody who knows how to read a chart, or even a friend might be telling you this kind of thing in conversation without looking at their chart, your chart, right? You don't really wake up to that opportunity that you've been given. So like if you have nothing but like blue lines or peaceful lines, lines of ease, communications of ease happening in the chart between benefics, you could literally have that your whole life and do nothing with it. Granted, if you have a hard aspect between a malefic and a benefic, that just naturally makes you more inclined as a person to do something with your struggle and to turn your struggle into like a beautiful reality for yourself. So all of these conversations in the chart are complex, and it's not as simple as like the benefics are the good guys and the malefics are the bad guys, because guess what? There's some Saturn square sun people out there who have accomplished incredible things that they never would have accomplished if they didn't have such a hard square aspect in their chart. You see what I'm saying? So these are some misconceptions. There are misconceptions out there around like, oh, the benefics are only good and the malefics are only bad. That's not the case. You can actually use those malefics and benefics to your advantage through savvy cat astrology, which is what I specialize in. Which brings me to, if you need a reading or you want to learn more about your unique natal chart that only you, yes, only you have, then go ahead and DM me on the Instagram, or you can go ahead and reach out to me at WizdomDropz, that's all Z's, at gmail.com. And if you enjoyed this content and felt like it brought you some kind of value, please feel free to heart on the Instagram, like on the YouTubes, and be sure again that you're subscribed and following this channel, because I'm going to keep providing you lots of awesome free content, and I would love to get some feedback from you. So if you have questions or anything like that that you want answered about astrology, just put them down below in a little comment, and I'll be like, hey, let me answer that person's question. So with that said, peace be with you, and may the stars be with you. Peace.